This is part 2 of a series on making graphical demos for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This video will cover basic assembly and terminology surrounding it. On the SNES, assembly is used to program game logic, graphics, and music. In this video, we're going to look at some basic assembly code and explain what it does and what it means. So, here's the first code snippet. LDA $08, SDA $80, LDY %001001111, STY $0081, LDX #89, STX $000079. LDA is an instruction. An instruction is a three-letter acronym of an operation the system can do. LDA means load to accumulator. What does that mean? Load means load an address, byte, or word. The accumulator can store a byte or word. But what is a byte? A byte is a 2-digit long number stored in hexadecimal. But what is hexadecimal? Hexadecimal is a way of counting, very similar to the way we count. Normal counting goes from 0 to 9. Hexadecimal counts from 0 to F. So counting up in hexadecimal sounds like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, and so on. That means a byte is anywhere from 00 to FF. If a byte is made to increase by 01 if it's at FF, it changes to 100. But there is not enough space in a single byte, so it gets stored as 00. Hexadecimal is notated with a hashtag and a $sign. A word is 2 bytes stored in a row. It can also overflow like a single byte can. The accumulator has 2 different modes. One of the modes makes the accumulator 1 byte long. The second mode makes the accumulator 1 word long. STA means store from accumulator. It stores the value of the accumulator to an address. An address is a location in the SNES's memory. There are a few special addresses and shouldn't be used for storing normal data, but almost all of the memory is free and can be used for any purpose. An address's location is 6 bytes long and can be from 000000 to FFFFFF. An address is notated with the $sign. STA $80 is also the same as STA $000080 or STA $0080. A good analogy for LDA and STA is like so. LDA writes a postcard with a hexadecimal number on it. STA writes the address on the postcard and sends it to the house number on it. LDY is load to Y index. The Y index shares all properties from the accumulator. The hashtag % symbol tells the SNES that a number isn't binary. What is binary? Binary is another way of counting, except it only goes up to 1. Counting in binary sounds like this: 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, and so on. A single number in binary is called a bit. There are 8 bits in a byte, so there are 16 bits in a word. When you use binary, it gets converted to hexadecimal, and then it's stored. STY means store from Y index. It is the same as STA, but it stores from the Y index. LEX means load to X index. The X index is identical to the Y index. They are separate in what you store them in, but otherwise they are conceptually the same. A hashtag on its own means a number isn't decimal. You already know decimal though, because you use it in everyday life. Once again, the hashtag gets converted to a hexadecimal number when it's stored. STX is store from X index. It is the same as STY, but it stores from the X index. So in practice, what does this code do? First it loads 0 even hexadecimal to the accumulator, then it stores the accumulator to address 80. Second it loads the binary value 001001111 to the Y index. Then it stores Y to address 0081, which is the same as 81. Last it loads 89 decimal into the X index, and stores the X index into 000079. Don't worry if you don't get all of this, as these instructions will be explained again when they show up. You can always watch some parts of these videos again if you don't understand something. In this video I use the full names of everything. For future episodes, I'll be using the following abbreviations. The accumulator will be A, the Y index will be Y, the X index will be X, and hexadecimal will be just hex. Good job! This is one of the hardest lessons you will do in this series. The only way to really learn assembly is to code in it and constantly reinstate your knowledge. And that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. In the video description there is a link to all the instructions for the SNES.